Thank you. Welcome. In accordance with provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals is meeting tonight, Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, at 7 p.m., right here in the Town Hall Meeting Room of 124. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in person at 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass., or by remote Zoom connection provided. Please note that if the in-person meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technical problems interrupt the remote connections. So, thank you, Peter. I see that you're the only one in the gallery. So, Peter Diamond.
Oh, Diamond's in the. Oh, I'm sorry. Mine. Yeah.
Well, thank you. All right, 7:05. We have no public hearings tonight.
No.
We have no appointments tonight.
No.
We have deliberations, town planners, town meeting minutes, and old business.
Right. Yeah.
Old and new business.
Yeah. I
Do you
reviewed.
have any order you want to go in, other than stick right to the agenda?
Are you going right into deliberation with the 360?
Ready to roll if you want.
Yeah.
Okay,
go
let's
right
do
into
it.
that.
Deliberations on 360 Main Street, special permit for the ground-mounted solar voltaic system, accessories to the commercial building.
Yeah, and we have the drafted decision, but I don't know if there's any comments to what people have seen.
Rich, do you want to comment for the board on that
Yeah, on the
first
yes.
paragraph number 1,
Paragraph.
that third sentence?
Yes. So the building department looked at this application and did a review and in relation to, well, the project as a whole, but also in relation to the zoning bylaw, and flagged section 4.1E of 2 of the zoning bylaw, which requires a 150-foot offset from the residential district boundary for building structures. So this falls in terms of structure.
Okay.
Discussion was that if the board was inclined, you could, because of Mass General Law Section 3, you could waive the 150-foot setback, whereby the board felt that that 150 setback was an unreasonable regulation. So that's why that language has been put into findings number 1. If you would choose not to do that, then they would have to apply for a variance for that setback, or look at the project for the location or some other consideration. So, because where the arrays are, they clearly they're well within 150 feet.
What's the setback is in their plans?
They're in the plans.
50, I believe.
I think they're. Let's see.
It might even be less than that. If the
It's less than 50. So they show the 25-foot offset to the property line. They do need to be outside the 30-foot buffer. So if you scale, it's certainly less than 50. I can tell you that much for sure. The exact setback, it's not noted on the plan. The property line is the residential district boundary. So it's not as if it's, not on the plan, no.
So the next property is residential.
Yes.
Yeah.
so this is considered
Surrounding it.
it's considered a structure. Why would it be?
Yes.
Why is it considered a structure, Mike?
Because it's foundation, it's.
Oh, it's got a full foundation under it, the whole thing.
Ground screw, it's a structure.
Okay.
It's a structure, it's not a fence.
Well, I knew it wasn't a fence, but I would have.
And if I'm right, also in section E3, it's required to have 100-foot green to C3, not 30.
Or-
So not only the setback, but there's supposed to be 100-foot of greenery between commercial and residential.
Now, the residential is right next door.
Right.
The property is the only piece of commercial in the postage stamp.
Okay. It's like a standalone commercial place.
You're correct. Me too. Let me look at,
That's the way I read it. Right?
Yep.
So it's not just the setback, it's the taking of the green.
And this property is in what zone?
C3.
C3.
Well, this says in B2 and B4 districts.
And then go down, it says located less than 100 feet from residential in a C2, C3, C5.
It says a green belt shall be provided.
Right.
Doesn't tell you how much though.
30, it's 30 feet
Oh, down below.
down
Okay.
below.
Okay,
I see it, Rich.
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Okay.
So this one is,
So,
So we need a green
30.
belt to 30.
yep,
so in reality, to meet the 150,
Says
they'd have
20
to move the whole thing.
And that says 25-foot setback? I'm trying to read it.
yeah, that's 25 there.
But it's, well, that's 25 to that line.
Yeah, they don't show it to what the.
They don't show what it is to the arrays.
No.
Yeah, it still looks like less than 30.
Can we put in the decision that it's gotta be 30?
You don't, I mean, you certainly could, you don't have, well, yeah, no, definitely. It has to be 30 though, so,
Right,
I mean, it can't be,
right. What I'm saying is,
Well, I'm saying it has to be 30 green belt.
Right,
Then
plus-
if they need 10 feet to their panel, that becomes 40. If they need 15 feet to their panel from the green belt, it is what it is.
I think the front one meets it probably fine.
probably
That's
fine.
probably more of a 50-foot.
But you're just talking about the green belt, right?
Correct.
yeah, we're just talking about the green belt.
Yeah, so we haven't addressed the...
Yeah, you're probably looking at
We haven't
50 to
addressed the
75
We
feet
haven't addressed the 150.
to the setback, to the
That's-
property line.
Right, but it's cleared. So the green belt is only where the shrubs are, right?
Yeah,
Which is within the 25.
correct.
It looks like close enough.
Yeah. The front array, the back array needs to probably move closer to the center of the property.
Yeah, but this is if you're considering waiving the 150, right?
This is if
Correct.
we're considering the waiving
Oh,
of
yeah.
150,
Right.
which I understand, I can understand the 150 in commercial area going to residential for structures such as buildings or whatever else.
So when
Yeah, I
does,
even questioned whether this was considered a structure, but yes, with a foundation and everything, makes more sense that it would be a complete structure, but it's not like a carport or anything, it's a low-lying structure.
so if you continue on, if I'm reading this correctly, under 3A sub 4, you get 4 elements there, 4 requirements. The green belt shall constitute a screen of evergreen trees and/or shrubs, not more than 15 feet apart. So they have to comply with that also.
So when they permit the site plan through this, they put shrubs in there along that, for that buffer? If you,
On the property area? Okay.
yeah, they're staggered,
Yeah, the bylaw just says no more than 15 feet apart.
yeah, so they're
They're already there.
already in,
And
they're
it's
planted
no less than
on,
6 feet high.
yes. They're in the ground.
Okay,
Yeah, they're already
Yeah.
there.
okay.
It just doesn't depict it on
Sure.
that plan.
Yeah,
Well,
okay, it does talk about when there's already adequate screening. Okay.
If you want,
There's like a berm there, if I remember correctly,
Right.
too. There's like an earthen berm with
Yeah.
plantings on the top of it.
So what I'll do is I will,
When does it fit?
what I'll do is I'll take the as-built plan for the site and I'll stick it in the shared drive and then Lane can show you. So let me, I'm just gonna get it.
I don't have it, no.
No, right now, no.
So that's the
I couldn't
green belt
stick it in
area.
there. Oh. That's the green
But
belt.
then you still gotta deal with the one.
We still got the 150 to deal
Still
with.
got the 150, so.
Yep. That's a different,
Than 25.
And,
Totally different than 25.
yep. It almost says like, looking at that, where would it go?
Right.
It'd have to be all in the back
we're on the roof.
On the roof.
or on the roof,
On the roof.
but it can't go on the roof.
Yeah, it can.
It can't.
It's done all the time. They didn't like the way it was gonna be fastened.
But they were talking about uplift and everything else.
Right.
Right. Fasten it. It's
Yeah.
done every day. How many dairy barns have solar on them? They stand on the same roof.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of them.
They all have the same uplift.
Sure.
Wind force is the same in Norfolk as it is Franklin as it is.
Refresh it, though.
I get it that it's not easy.
It's as-built. It's a PDF.
Right. There's a way around it. There's a workaround.
So the option is, you can waive it, you can not waive it. And if we were silent to it, it's staying, it's required.
Yeah, I don't think we can waive it, to be honest with you.
I agree with you.
It just because it kind of sets a precedence, not,
Exactly.
and that's what I'm
I agree with you.
That's what I'm kind
We're gonna have all
of, I
this-
didn't we didn't even.
This was some
we didn't
paramount
even-
reason why that thing couldn't be
Yeah.
fastened to that roof, that was so unique.
That's probably.
Right.
You would know,
It
I
can't be
wouldn't.
that, it's not that
You
easy.
can't imagine, right, no, you can't imagine a situation like that on this.
I can't,
I
there's a
believe you.
fastener. There's a fastener for
There's
every.
gotta be a way to do it.
So that's the as-built plan, just to show you where
Yeah,
the trees,
yeah, so it,
shrubs that were, well, the evergreens that were put in.
yeah, the back ones,
The
the back
zigzag
ones.
line there, right?
Yeah, those back ones are gonna be removed. They have to be because they're where they're putting the new array,
That must
proposed
be
array.
the original as-built as to how the build, and now they're gonna take those out and put the array there.
Yeah, I think.
Well, they can't take them
The
out.
front ones, I think, are staying, but the rear ones, it gets closer.
Well, if they take them out, they still have to do plantings on it. They either
Yeah.
gotta,
So they can't take them out because it was part of the site plan requirement for the buffer?
Okay?
So it won't
That's in
work.
front.
So,
It doesn't matter.
I understand, it's not, and I mean, the 150 is, I think, the biggest thing that, realistically.
That's
But
what I'm,
in reality, they would be taking them out. If the back ones, there's no way that they could do it, even with what they proposed. But the proposal that they have is not adequate because
Right.
it's within the 150 foot.
yeah.
so if the census, there's not inclination to waive the 150, maybe it makes sense to not finish the deliberation on this and advise them to look at the roof.
Or
But-
something. I mean, they could
but-
move it somewhere in interior.
but
But,
if they go to the roof, they don't have to come back to us. The only reason why they're in front of us, because they're on.
yeah, that's what I mean, so they wouldn't need to be, right.
So,
But if they wanna come back and talk about that again,
I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
You wanna leave it open, you wanna reopen?
So the only thing is we'd have to do a new hearing though, because you closed the
We did
hearing
close
last.
the hearing.
We did
Right,
close
which
the
is-
hearing.
Which is,
But there's new findings since we
Right,
closed the
and-
hearings, and
Yeah, it's
because
affecting,
that was not presented at all.
can they ask us to withdraw, even though we've closed it, we haven't voted?
yeah, haven't voted yet. I mean, yeah, they could withdraw without prejudice. That's an option. So- Well, I'm just saying, maybe not, it's kind of sounding like it's going in the
Yeah,
downward.
I don't see getting around the 150.
right.
The 150 makes a whole lot of sense. And it's in there for a reason, and it's a it's to protect the
residential,
residences
yes.
around.
Yes, it
And-
is.
Yeah, and I mean, and who's to say that somebody down the road says, oh, well, we're gonna put in garage units down along our property line then? And, okay, well, they did it with solar. Just because it's solar, you're gonna, and then there's a whole fight and an argument and everything else, and we lose the whole,
So then,
I think you should have.
Table it?
Yeah.
I
Table it.
I think maybe we should table it, let them know where we're at.
I'll definitely let them know.
Let them know,
Yeah,
and then see if they want to remove it, they remove it, if,
Yeah. yeah.
without prejudice, if
Yep, yep,
then-
because they could withdraw without prejudice.
they could withdraw without prejudice.
Yep.
Okay.
We're not making a vote tonight.
No, but I think they feel where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think there's
they
enough.
know, I think they know.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, yeah, they can listen to the,
The Washington Court.
Even if we voted yes to grant, it's still subject to that 150.
If you don't grant the waiver, yeah,
Yeah. So even if you,
right.
I forget if there was a vote taken that way or not, but,
No, you haven't voted at all.
Okay,
but
we didn't vote
You
at
didn't
all.
vote anything.
Okay.
This
No, we
is,
just closed it.
okay.
you just closed hearing.
That's
Tonight would be the vote
Okay.
to deliberation vote.
Right.
but-
Okay,
So,
yeah,
I think
the,
in light of this, I think we need
Yeah.
to table it until
didn't-
Yeah.
the next one. All
yeah.
Yep.
right? And then you get the feel back from them.
yeah, 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 let them know.
Yeah,
And I will,
if we're going forward with this ground mount, I would really like to see the as-built for the place that it's done now, and then the overlay of the solar over the as-built that's there now, and to show us where that tree line is, and
Gotcha.
actually overlay it on the as-built.
yeah,
makes
I don't think that's a lot to ask,
No, I don't
if they're
know.
going forward with
Right.
somewhere on the ground.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, well, I think,
Okay, that's enough of that.
so,
All right, somebody make a motion that we table this.
Is it a motion we require?
Do we need a motion?
I don't really think so.
I don't think so. I think we just
We
aren't,
can just,
we're not doing anything.
You're not doing it. We'll just
Let's
move it to
move
the
on.
next month.
Yep.
all right,
Because you got 90 days, so it's not like there's a,
all right,
Okay.
moving on. Town planner, you have some zoning articles for the fall town meeting.
yeah.
You have them here. They
I
printed
do.
them. They printed them.
That was nice of them, because I had them on my phone.
So there's,
I was having a hard time following.
They're hard, yeah. Well, like the July minutes, that was hard
Yeah.
to read on my
Oh my
phone. Hard to read my
God.
last
Same
part.
here.
so zoning, we'll start this way. There's really three buckets. Zoning changes. First one, the building department had approached myself and he said, there was an application for a house that was on, well, actually, they had, you know, they actually filed with you for a variance for the height.
Yes.
Remember?
Yep.
So, and in reviewing that application, we didn't have a definition for story and half story. Story's in the building code. Mike knows that, of course. I'm not telling you anything new. He already knows that. But half story is not in the building code. So why the main purpose is to create a definition for half story. And so while we're at it, might as well put story in the bylaw too, right? Even though it's coming from the building code, just for,
And a story is, in practical, different than a half story's really different than a half story.
yeah. So if you look on the screen, that's what's,
I didn't quite understand why we needed to change to, or come up with a term for half-story.
Right.
If we have a height limit.
because the dimensional requirements is 35 feet, 2.5 stories. So it has both in it.
So it says both, okay.
Yeah, it has
All right.
both.
It just clarifies it.
So in other words, you couldn't put a 3-story flat roof.
No.
Gotcha.
So what they ended up doing is they modified their house plans so that it was a 2.5 story house. And so that's why it all went away.
Yep.
But having gone through that, I say, hey, we probably should get something on the book. So that's why those two half-story and story are here for the fall town meeting.
This proposal, though, doesn't really change what the practice has been.
No,
Nope,
it
doesn't
actually
change.
clarifies
I think
it,
it
really.
just is clarifying.
It gives
Okay.
better guidance
That's what I
for somebody
thought,
who's, So,
It just gives us a definition
Yeah.
of what's
Right.
already stated within the
Yeah.
zoning
Right.
bylaws.
so that's
Takes all the doubt out.
that's the first group.
Okay.
You go to dimensional special permit.
As a board, we don't have to take any action on each one of these, it's more.
No, it's just informative.
Okay,
you know.
got it.
All right, so, yeah, just want to scroll down a little bit. Well, actually, so you see so there you go, there's the dimensional table, so you can see it. Just zoom out, actually, the other way. A little bit more, there you go.
Yeah.
No, a little bit higher up, just so that you can see the bottom of the page.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more. Excellent. So this is, this changes in relation to the dimensional special permit that you had. You had 3 of them. Two were pretty straightforward. The third you denied for the garage in the front yard. And then after you denied it, they reached out, like literally, I'm pretty sure I'm going back through this, reached out to the building department, and then they took a look at it and said, geez, I think they could do it equal to the height of the garage. And they don't need any special permit. So I was like, well, that wasn't the intent.
Right.
And so I went back to last fall. I'm like, why the hell, how'd this come to be? And I don't have the person to go back to ask it to, but anyway, there was a recommendation from town council's office to remove in no event the front yard in this section. It had the special permit, but it had in no event the front yard. So by removing that, the building department was like, this doesn't require a special permit. So discussion was, hey, that's not what the intent of the bylaw. So then town council got involved with it, because they then applied for a building permit.
Of course.
Of course they did.
So the upshot was that the town council interpreted that right now, there is no equal to the height of the accessory building from the property line, either rear, side, or front. It's whatever the underlying setback is. So I was like, well, that really wasn't the intent. So what this change does is actually put accessory building into that dimensional table, calls out the front setback, which you see there, 50, 50, 50, 25, 25. Now, the dimensional special permit is only for residential districts, not the commercial, but then it says equal to the height of the accessory buildings for the side and rear in each of the districts. And then if you scroll down a minute, creating this new section, which then puts forth the ability for the ZBA, again, to hear those special permits in the R1, 2, and 3 for dimensional.
So if you scroll back up, under district on the left-hand column,
Yep.
you really want to say accessory buildings setback.
It says it down here. It says accessory buildings, minimum yard.
Yard, it doesn't say anything about setbacks.
No, it doesn't up top either.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get clarity to it, for going through this.
We could,
Well, above it says minimum yard.
It should say in feet, it should say setback. That's your
so it
setback
actually,
in
it
feet.
mimics
Right,
what's up
it's-
top. It
right.
says the same thing up top, minimum yard.
I'm just trying to clarify it.
Yeah,
Might be
no.
clear to everybody else, but
No.
No,
You see right here, it just says
Yeah,
the
I
set-
agree.
Yeah,
I agree, add the word,
and maybe like Michael
put
said, up
setback in there.
above too, just so we
You
know.
could even put it up above, yeah,
Yeah,
right, setbacks.
because that's what it is.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it's for,
Right.
yeah.
Right here?
setback table.
no, it'll be down by the yard. So front, side, and rear would be setback.
What's it say above that? Scroll down.
The previous page, you mean?
No, up.
Yeah, top.
Go up. There you go.
That's just the,
That's just the introduction of the,
Yeah, it doesn't say setbacks.
Doesn't say setbacks anywhere.
yeah, so just insert setback after front, side, and rear up top and down below?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Really clarify, if we're clarifying, let's clarify.
Yeah, you don't have to do it there, but I'll do it.
Now, how come we don't have a business 2 in this, or a commercial 2?
We don't actually have those districts. They're gone.
But they don't even exist.
They don't exist. So I could add that to it for the,
I'm just asking.
Yeah,
no, I mean the setback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the setbacks
yeah.
make sense.
okay.
I thought we had we have
What's that?
a centers,
We have B1,
we have a B1.
B1,
That's
B2.
right.
B1.
A B1 and
C1.
around, but that's on their own, and the
That's on their
C1's
own.
on their
Has
own.
that
Yeah.
has their own, okay.
C5 is on, no, excuse me, C4 is on its own,
Okay.
and C6 is on its own.
So, Rich, on the language here, equal to accessory building height, is it equal to the proposed accessory building? Say you already have an accessory building. Is it equal to the proposed accessory building?
Well, at some point, the building's gonna,
Like, I have a barn and a shed, and what if I go to do something else? And
it'll be the, whatever's new.
It's whatever
so you go,
permit for.
it's
I don't know if you have to say new, though, do you?
proposed? I don't know.
I mean,
My
what
barn's
if you
pretty
need-
high. Do I go by that, or do I go by what I'm,
Your barn's already built.
right, but if I
What
go
you
by
wanna
that,
build.
that's an accessory. Am I going
Barn's
by
already
the,
built.
do I go by what, or is the setback based on what I'm proposing to build?
What you're proposing to
I think
build.
it's a proposal.
It's what you
Okay.
propose to
Yeah, yeah,
build,
yeah.
not what's existing.
Okay.
So then further on, what we do is then we just strike it out of the section 6.5, just delete it, and then just move everything up. So now it resides in section 5.1.
Okay.
So I'll make that adjustment.
Yeah, thank you.
I was trying to understand the next one,
Which one?
the one below the table, but that's, we're not talking about that yet.
Yeah, no, we'll go back, we could go up to it.
You're right here, this thing, reduction in any right rear,
It mirrors what's on the books right now.
right? Okay,
It's just that now we're adding the dimensions for accessory buildings in the table, so it's clear what the setbacks are.
okay. Our printout didn't give us the whole sentence.
Yeah, we didn't get
Oh,
those.
didn't?
Yeah,
Oh, it's in the back.
it's on back. Oh, it's on back. Oh, there it is, sorry, I didn't turn it over.
Saving paper.
Here we go.
My apology,
No, all right.
my apology.
No worries.
No, I like this, in that the setback is still 50, 50, 50,
Right,
or 25, 25, 25, whatever the side and the rear is,
correct.
unless they're building in it, and then that building is a,
Now, there is a positive on this same one I referred to that you denied, because they actually are going to be incorporating the garage into the house.
so they are going forward, but they moved it into the house.
Right.
So they
And that
attached it.
complies with all the setbacks.
That's right. Because the house it had the right setback.
Yeah.
So they're gonna just put it like right underneath, right there?
It's going to be a
It's the
garage
first
under.
floor- It's gonna be a garage under.
Yeah, which is,
I didn't know,
Way
I didn't
more
know they could
functional.
do that, because they had it's already there.
it's already there. Well, they came in, met with Bob, and Bob, showed them how to.
Foundation,
how
need to
to-
be- is the foundation need to be broken to make room for this? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, is the foundation high at that point?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I will tell you this.
What?
I'm not a builder, but I could tell you that Bob went through with them what they needed to do, and with the owner and the contractor, so.
Right. so
Yeah,
they're- They're on the same page.
yeah.
Okay.
They're on the same
They
page.
just don't get the deck on the top.
Well, they have a deck.
They do have a deck already.
Yeah, well, it'll be a little bit, because they're gonna come out a little bit, so it's not completely under.
Okay.
So it's, I wanna say it's maybe 10 feet off the house.
It's still within the setback.
I think
Yeah,
it was.
because the setback was 61 feet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought they had 15 or
Yeah.
so feet.
Yeah, so it was, they had 61, I think, point 2 or 3 or whatever,
Yeah.
from the front setback. So they still, so now
So
actually,
they're still going to have something forward.
yeah, they'll still have it
Okay.
forward.
Okay.
But from a deck, it's more functional because it actually attaches to the house, you know, you can walk, you
Sure.
know what I mean? Not before, like, you got this, yeah.
Yep.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
good to hear on that.
so that was a
All right.
curvy path to the,
But they're all doing that as a matter of right.
yeah, it's all matter of right.
All
Yeah,
matter of right.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
On us.
all right.
Good for them.
Yeah, then the last thing is changes to the C6 district, which is Southwood Hospital site. The only properties in there. I don't know if you would, nah, it's a completely separate one, so.
The only thing I saw in this is somewhere down the road, somebody's going to say, what the hell's Southwood Hospital? I mean, there's people already that would say that. They don't even know that there's a Southwood Hospital. So
So-
why not just call it out where, like the address of it or something
Well,
instead
we're,
of Southwood?
so point taken, so they're gonna make some edits to it, so that was discussed, so. they're
Okay,
gonna-
good.
Yeah,
They're changing the frontage quite a bit, huh?
yeah,
From 50 to 25 feet.
the setback,
Yeah.
so the way it's,
How does it go from
Well,
30,000
commercials
to
are already
4?
25.
what's that?
Why is the 30,000 crossed out in the 4?
So those are acres. The lot sizes go from 30,000 to
It was 30,000?
30,000 square feet, and now it's going to 4 acres and 15 acres.
Really?
Yeah. What I could do is, I'll email you the, because the redevelopment plan for the property is to do industrial, commercial subdivision. And then along the frontage along Dedham Street would be more commercial uses. But not smaller lots, they'd be, minimum 4 acre size lots to place it, so that's where the change in the lot size comes about.
Is this proposed zoning bylaw change or bylaw really just for that site?
It is.
Unless
That's the only, that's
That's the
it.
only C6.
Okay.
It's the only C6, and that's it. One, it's just,
So I guess that's what we could call it instead of Southwood, C6.
Yeah, just C6 district.
so,
Yeah, C6.
so to
I
your
mean, I-
point, that's probably gonna be in the end when they make that was some of the comments already, so. This is the draft going before the planning board in September. That was one of the comments already made, so imagine it's probably gonna get revised to C6. But a couple things it does do a little bit differently. So
That's roughly an 80-acre parcel, correct?
it's 96 acres. The
96.
development area is approximately 74 acres in
Okay.
terms of what.
Yeah, I always thought of it as 80 developable. Okay.
Couple changes, a little bit different because of C6. So the buildings that are going to be over 100,000 square feet will be going through the design review process. The planning board will look at design, but not refer to the design review board. Anything smaller than that would go to the design review board. The reason is because those scale buildings are not really match up with how we typically design a smaller building, you know? If you want to scroll down, or, yes, keep going up. The other thing, which you see here is getting rid of the whole concept of PMLD, Planned Multi-Lot Development. because they're proposing, minimum 15-acre sites for each of the buildings on it. The buildings will be structures so you could divide them per tenant needs, so they might, like 100,000 square foot building might be, 25, whatever, but flexible space.
Up to 250,000 square feet per
Yep.
building.
That's the, yep, up to 250.
Single story.
It's a big,
Single story, yep.
Does it actually say that anywhere?
that's an Amazon building.
It doesn't say, after you scroll down a little bit more, we'll get to height.
Does the design review criteria remain the same for this district?
The planning board will evaluate it when they, so there isn't necessarily design criteria per se that we have in the bylaw. Just for smaller buildings. Keep going. Right. Yeah, no, you know what, it's up above, actually. Yeah, so actually what you see, so discussions with town council are actually gonna change how it's presented at town meeting, so it's gonna be just essentially remove Article 12 and then replace it. So we're not gonna go through the bold, the strike through, nah, you're too far up. Just keep going. It's 45 feet. Hold on. Go up a little bit. Scroll up. No, go the other way. Sorry. Right there.
45 feet.
Buildings shall not be more than 45 feet in height as of right. I mean, I don't know if people realize it, but the underlying zone, you could go up to 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
A special permit. You know,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So like I said, what we're doing is this, actually, you know what? I can do the same thing. Let me I'm gonna share with Elaine the version, which is the remove and replace. It's a little bit cleaner to look at, so you can see it. Because the height one it still remain up to 45 feet, but then assisted living, so that's the other thing I should mention. So age restricted, and the only residential use going forward will be assisted living. There's no more, they're not doing any residential except potentially assisted living. So there's no age-restricted housing, there's no apartments or anything like that.
In the rear of, I'm kind of jumping around, but the rear of this site, that's residential.
Abuts residential, yep.
So you're increasing the setback there.
Yeah, the back of the site is the abandoned rail bed, which with the greenway is gonna be going along. So it acts as I can show you.
So now you go to a 50-foot rear yard setback.
Yep. Yeah, you can close that, and I'll stick the other one in the shared drive. And the other piece of it is that they've added some commercial uses that are already in the C1 district to the C6, which aren't currently allowed.
Commercial buildings are so hard to deal with right now.
What's that?
Commercial buildings are so hard to develop right now because it's hard for hard to get tenants.
Yeah. I will say it's a fair point. The one thing about GFI Partners, who owns the property, that's where their business.
That's a big box.
Yeah, they get big, like,
Yeah.
they're doing,
Yeah, they're not trying to time the market, they're just long-term view here.
correct, yeah.
If you're a small potato, you're trying to time the market, good luck.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
No, they're not.
So, like, they're-
Building.
Right, right,
No,
Yeah.
right.
yeah, so actually, it should be in there now. So like one of their clients, they're building up in, I want to say it's Mass, but it could be in New Hampshire, is Life is Good. They're building them a new facility. So they have a range of big biotech, medical companies that they build. And they do development on brownfield sites, super fun sites too. So that is in there. It says 821. Does it have 821 on
Mentioned. Special
it?
permit.
C6? No, C6. So, oh, sorry, it says Article 12.
Yep, that's what's up.
Okay.
All right, well, I
So,
don't think we have any issues on that.
all right.
Move on.
All right, so that kind of wraps up the zoning then.
Yep, that's wrap up your zoning.
Yeah.
All right.
Project.
You got any project updates?
I don't, but I put it on there just because of
Thank
case,
you.
you know.
I have a question.
I gotta ask, what's going on with that?
I wanna ask what's going on at Seccong Street and Main Street there. What's with all the barrels?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
What's
Well,
going on
It's
there?
already an issue with the trailer.
I
Getting
could,
through there.
well,
They're trying to slow cars down.
all right, so,
It's terrible.
so,
We got a house that's like 7 inches off of the road.
so,
You gotta be in the intersection in order to see past it.
well, don't share too much, but the idea is that, no, I'll tell you what they're doing, so so the idea is to put out the barrels and see if it impacts, slows the traffic down going through the intersection. If it does, then the idea is to put an island in there, so now, when you come up to it, you gotta slow down, there's a physical
Barrier.
barrier, if you will, to slow people down. And so, the reason why I'm not really telling people, because they want to try to get real data, because they don't want people like, you know,
They don't want false data.
they don't want false data, so they really want to try to test this out. So that's why they're not publicizing what they're doing, but that's the
So
purpose of
now
it.
instead of hitting a car, you're gonna hit the barrels. Right, the barrels.
Pump
Hit
them
a car.
into the car, which
Yeah.
can create more of a.
What's going on up here? Why is that stopped? Across from Cronin's?
Did the house get taken down in the back? Is that what?
No, it's just sitting there.
Oh, the
The
one,
one that
the
was
one
gonna
that
go for a
we,
two-family in the
Yeah.
back.
Oh, that one, I'm sorry, yeah.
So,
what happened there?
that one I don't,
It's just sitting, huh?
I think they got everything in place to get their building permit. The last time I knew there was some, that I don't know. I understood that they had to provide additional documentation, the building.
That's not-
No, building department, they just needed plant, you know,
I didn't know if they were coming back.
Yeah.
no, they're not
like-
coming back.
I was like,
Back here.
well.
It's been a long
just-
time.
It's been sitting
It's
long.
been a long
It's a
time.
lot of money.
So they're not coming back, it's just to make it a single-family home, it's just that they need to file the,
To do the permit, correct?
yeah, the permit,
I was
whatever they need.
Just curious.
I thought that they
Curious.
got the permit issued to them, but not 100% sure, so.
Yeah.
So I
I
could,
was kind of curious to find out if they were going to put back the foundation they already removed, because they're going to a single-family home. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, by right, I think they could. I don't know that for a fact, but
well, is it within the setback?
If it's gone, it's gone.
They can't put it back if it's in the
if
setback,
it's in the setback.
it's gone.
I-
it's
I don't
It's
know.
gone.
Maybe that's what.
That might be what that.
So the thing is,
They already took, I mean, they took a,
That's like 2 bullets to the head then,
yeah,
it was a decent size.
right?
so they have to, so the thing is, to make it single, they have to just make sure they stayed back, you know, adhere to the 50-foot
Correct.
setback. So that was that's what they had put plans into the building department for, so,
Just curious.
yeah, so I don't have good, that's about much I have.
Okay.
Now what? You got any other ones? You already got the update on the one that you're,
Yeah, we're
from
not-
last month, we'll get to that, but,
What else? There was another one I was questioning.
I don't know.
I think they're just, I think they're opening up the possibility for the lottery or whatever it is for affordable housing on the Lakeland. I think that's.
Hills?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think they just announced it, maybe?
Okay.
If I want to call it that.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I drove up there and it looked like some of the affordables were being built
You're
already.
supposed to be able to tell the difference. How can
I
you
know where
tell?
they are. I had a plan.
Okay.
I know where they are.
Well,
But no, realistically, I don't know if you can, to be honest with you.
Good.
what's that? Tell the difference?
Tell the difference realistically.
You shouldn't be able to tell the
No, you
difference.
better not.
No,
Yeah.
I
But
don't,
you know, I mean, that's
I know where
different.
they are.
All right, well, yeah, you have,
If they're documented,
I have,
yes.
you have inside baseball knowledge.
inside baseball
Yeah.
knowledge, that's right.
Right. So
They're
that,
putting them all down by my cows.
no,
Just kidding.
don't say that.
Oh my God.
I don't care about the cows per se, but they're dispersed, sorry.
Dispersed.
They're dispersed.
I'm kidding. There's actually no structure toward my cow pen. It's more of a catch basin or something that's down there, so.
Oh, all right. Any other, inquire about any other projects? We covered a lot last month, right?
We did. So the house, we approved a lot on Noon Hill, right on the corner of Noon Hill and Seekonk Street.
Yeah,
That was an existing lot
yeah.
that we just accepted it as a lot. They're selling the house now.
Right.
Are they selling the lot separately? There's no sign.
I thought the lot sold, I could be wrong.
The lot might have sold. I was just
I
curious.
thought, well, I don't know if it went through, but at that time, I think the abutter was gonna buy the lot.
It could have.
I don't know if it happened.
There never was a sign.
I had
that
no
went up.
inside knowledge, that was, I think, the public discussion
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
That variance might have, because they did a shape, because they did get a variance from
Yeah.
the board.
they did. They
That
did.
might ex-
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't know
might
if it
have
went through or
expired.
not, I assume it did.
Yeah, there's been no no visible movement on it.
No,
I just
right.
was curious.
I'm
think the neighbor- I think
I'm
the-
curious.
I
I'll have
think
to
the
look it
neighbor-
up.
I
the
was
neighbor's gonna buy
surprised. I was surprised to see the house went up on the market.
Yeah.
Because that variance might have expired. That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Before me.
Yeah, it was before you.
Well, that's something, all right. They'll find out.
I mean, I think it would fall into the same realm that we felt it fell into. It was a lot. When you bought it, it's still a lot. But whether codes change or descriptions
Beautiful house.
change.
That's like 4 or 5 places.
It's that's an oldie.
Yeah.
I think that one might have me beat. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah,
Was that Seekonk Street?
yeah.
Yeah.
The oldest part of my house is 1774, but I think they were before
What's the
that.
address up there in Seekonk?
I'm gonna say.
160?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's beyond 160 or thereabouts. 140 is
Oh, it's
Mary's, I think.
187.
Yeah, Mary's 160, I think.
Betsy,
22.
22,
One was granted. Till it's expired.
The year
so it's
22.
totally expired.
Yeah. It's,
I was gonna say, they'd have to come back for that again.
they gotta come back
They'd
now.
have to come back again.
Yeah, they gotta come back.
But they sold it.
Unless it was sold.
They sold it.
But even if he sold it,
Yeah, we gotta
Doesn't
exercise
carry
the
it.
variance
you
stuff.
gotta exercise, you gotta put a foundation in.
Yeah, like I said, there's been no movement on it. That's why I was kind of curious.
well,
There
if the
was-
abutters bought it, they were only buying it to.
To
have
keep
it
a
ready.
buffer, I think.
Right.
But still,
Well, if the butters bought it for land, it doesn't matter then, right?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe that's why.
that, maybe that is why.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
All right.
But it was it jacked the price up because they got it as an
There's
accepted
a
lot,
lot. Right, of course. That's why they
which
did
is
it.
nice for them.
Yep. Nice for the town, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good tax.
What else?
That's it.
We got minutes to
We have minutes, but we also, I think we have a couple of
There's this document we have to
old
sign.
business. We
Yeah,
have,
there's two new old business. One is I think some signatures on one
well,
end for me.
let's do the minutes first. Everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
Somebody signed
Look at the
one.
minutes?
Or nobody
I know
signed one for me.
Joe and I did.
Yeah, I sent in my comments.
I sent in only a comment, just like a clarifying comment, because if somebody reads the minutes in there, they're saying, okay, we signed this for 380 Main Street. What was 380 Main Street? What was the reasoning for the signing? Just some clarification, maybe put a little blurb as to what it was for setback or something of that sort. So it's in the
Whatever you
minutes.
signed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what they signed. And it's not even it doesn't have to be a formal thing. It can be just sign the, a variance on the setback or
Yeah, I
something.
think that's a good point.
That was the only thing I would say in minutes when you do that.
Yeah, I have one comment on the town planner updates for either July or June where two subjects were really meshed into one paragraph. I said, let's separate those
Yep,
paragraphs a
yep.
little bit.
I felt that was
Just to keep them,
two separate items.
yes. And there was some other spell check stuff, but I think that got taken care of.
Of your comments, they're for the 26th minutes or
I think it was the
last?
I think it was the last
July?
one, the July one.
Oh, okay.
That's when we did all the signing.
Yeah. We did all the signing of the different things, and it just said that we,
Okay,
Just a reminder what we're signing.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
That's a
Just
good
a-
point. It's a good point. I didn't
just
catch that.
okay. So Elaine could make that edit, vote the subject to, and then,
yeah, we're not really changing the nature of the substance of it.
Yeah,
We just put kind of what it was,
Gotcha.
because I was trying to figure out which one was the garage in front, and I couldn't remember the address of that one. And I had to go back and look it up.
Good point.
And if somebody's reading our minutes, they should be able to just
Yeah.
kind of have an idea of
Sure.
what we just did.
Yeah, it was in there correctly as with the denial type of thing.
Right,
but-
it was all correct,
Right.
but just maybe
One sentence.
one sentence or even a
header.
a header or something for it.
Or even just, why not just parentheses, reminding us.
Yeah, or just a parentheses,
you
yeah.
know, just reminding us which this is or something.
Okay.
yeah.
Garage in front of the house or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. So we could approve them with changes.
Yep. Yeah. I think so.
So which one do I do first?
Let's do June.
Yeah,
Comes before July.
all right, yeah, there you go.
I'll,
I'm looking right now, give me a second here.
oh,
Get my dates right. Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for June 26, 2024, as written.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then for July 17th, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for July 17, 2024, as amended, based
Yep.
on our discussion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. All right, now, request for the extension of the comprehensive permit
Yep,
for 35 Pine Street.
yeah.
35 Pine Street is the one that's down by
The car wash.
the car wash
Yeah.
on Pine Street that goes into Rentham, then Foxborough. Because if you have a car chase, you could have a car chase over 3 towns in a matter of 50 feet. There was one. And it was reported in the newspaper that way.
is that right?
Yeah, it was a car chase over 3 towns, and it was like, okay, it was...
You have a foot chase to
You could, right there.
Sounds better.
Rentham, Foxborough.
Yeah, so we voted on this, we're just signing.
Correct.
You didn't vote,
Yes, we did. I thought we voted this.
no, you didn't have it.
Oh,
Now you
No, we
have it.
didn't have it. We talked about it.
Oh. You
Because
talked
I
about
asked, and then...
You asked me about, yeah, you asked,
And
and so I didn't actually, so now you have
now we have it.
something to vote on, the extension.
hold on. Okay, so you need a motion.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need a motion to make the extension. This is the extension here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the extension of the comprehensive permit for 35 Pine Street till August 5th, 2025.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
No?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That good? Okay.
Good.
I think we have to do it in blue. Am I right? You want blue signatures over there?
Prefer blue.
Here's a blue.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I have the documents,
Oh, she has
Oh, he has the documents.
Oh, all right.
Fabulous.
because they have,
And then the other one you just
Sign
have
was
to-
194, Main Street modification to the comprehensive permit. We need to sign that one, too.
Yep.
That one we
Elaine
did
has
discuss.
it.
We knew
Okay.
about that
You
one.
did have that one, yeah.
did have
Chris,
that one.
Chris signed that already.
Do we have any other unanticipated business?
I need a blue.
No.
Do you have any, Tim?
None.
None? All right.
This is for 35. Oh, no, 194. That's
This
one.
is 194.
Yes. Just let me get this one towards you too, I guess. Where is this one? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, this is 35. I guess I'll sign that too then. Let me sign 35. You use blue pens, remember? I have to sign that too. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then we have minutes. That's just for me.
All right. Our next meetings will be in September 18th, October 16th, November 20th, and
We're not
December
doing- we're not
18th.
doing this one.
Otherwise,
Which one? Oh, yeah.
unless something changes in the in-between times.
I'll take the blue
Sometimes that
pen.
does happen.
I'll take the blue pen if it's available. Okay, thank you.
Oh, right, yep. Thank you.
You have to sign the minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna sign the minutes, that's it.
Excellent.
Anybody have any other questions? Peter, Betsy, anybody?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's Peter Diamond, Seekonk Street. What was the minor modification to 194 Main Street, or is that just an extension?
It's just
on
an
the
extension at this point.
property? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm missing one.
So
If I
Joe,
see no other
You mean
business,
July?
somebody want to make a motion?
you can sign July at the next meeting, I guess,
Okay.
because,
Oh, it's on that same page. Got it. Got it.
Motion to
Yeah, make-
adjourn?
Yeah, make a motion to close the hearing for Wednesday, August 21st
I'll second that.
All in favor?
at
Aye.
8:05 PM.
8:05. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.